Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to our Nutrition Bootcamp call on this fabulous Monday. I'm so excited to chat with you about what it is we're chatting about today because I feel like it is immensely necessary in everything that is going on in the world right now. I want to give you all the tools that you can put in your tool belt to help you feel your best inside and out. So, we're going to jump right in. And really, truthfully, I could talk forever about every single thing I'm about to chat with you about. So I'm just going to do like a mini deep dive into all the things we're chatting about today. And if you ever want me to go into more detail, please reach out. Please let me know. Yeah, hopefully you're a part of our community, our Fit Life community. If not, you have my phone number. If not, you have my email address. Like, hopefully you follow me on social media, whatever. Hopefully you have some way of getting a hold of me or the coach that you are working with. So please, please, please do not be shy. Express your needs, be authentic to you, and ask for help in whatever area intrigues you, you want to hear more about. So I would love to go into more detail. So today we are chatting about all the woo-woo things that I used to think were only for crazy people. And digging into them and recognizing how much they've actually changed my life. So, very first thing I want to start out with is I'll just do a quick rundown of everything we're going to be chatting about today. And again, these are like all the woo-woo things that I was like, oh yeah, that's for weirdos. I'm not going to do that. And then as soon as I started doing it, my life changed. So, sorry, one sec. What did you do, dog? I don't know. You need a weird note from me on my to-do list. There we go. Okay, there you go. All right, sorry. Okay, so we're going to be chatting about meditation, music, gratitude, affirmations, a statement that I've started writing with my non-dominant hand, and personal development. Okay, so again, like I said, we're going to just do like a quick gloss over because I don't want this call to be like 2.5 hours long. And if you are intrigued by something and you want to hear more about it, please reach out. Please let me know. All of this said, everything I just said, let me try that again. Meditation, gratitude, affirmations, left-handed statement, and personal development. Everything that I just said, except for music, I have incorporated as a part of my morning routine. And I didn't realize that like my morning routine was like exciting and special and different. But my mom reached out to me a couple days ago and was like, talk to me about your morning routine. And I just sent her like a 2-minute voice message about it. And she was like, oh my gosh, like share all the details, share more. That I was like, okay, maybe like I need to talk more about this. And she hadn't heard of several of the things that I was doing. And she's written a book, y'all. Like she's not this Joe Schmo that lives under a rock and doesn't do stuff. Like she has her own morning routines, whatever. But she was like, I need all the knowledge. So again, if anything really intrigues you, please, please, please let me know and I can go into more detail. So meditation is one thing that I, again, thought was for woo-woo people. But there's this app called Insight Timer, and it totally blessed and changed my life. And like, you may think I'm crazy and ridiculous, but it's one of those things like maple donuts with bacon on it. You can't try it. You can't diss it until you've tried it. Like, and all my people who are Harry Potter haters out there and who've only ever watched the movies and haven't read the books, yeah, read all 7 books and then let's talk about it. Okay, so don't be sitting there with your judgmental woo-woo-ness like I was and don't diss meditation until you give it a real shot, until you give it a real try. I downloaded this app, Insight Timer. There's a ton of free apps or free meditations on there, and they're all guided. There's some that are just music, so you can do your own meditation with it if you want. But it's essentially just like You can do everything from a 1-minute meditation to a 5-minute meditation to a 10-minute meditation. There's meditations on forgiveness. There's meditation on gratitude. There's meditation on patience. There's meditation on abundance. Like anything that you know, like honestly, I struggle to be patient. Okay, search patience meditation and you'll find a really fabulous meditation that will teach you tools. And it just like I said, you can find meditations that are 1 minute all the way up to like 90, I think was the longest meditation I ever saw. And there's courses if you want to learn more about it, if you find specific instructors that you really love. And I will say that meditation is one of the reasons I think genuinely Ellie and I have a really awesome bond. And I think there were like two things that made that come into play. And one of those things is meditation, because I meditated every single day during my pregnancy and did pregnancy meditations probably at least 5 times out of 7 in the week. And probably 2 times I would either miss a day or I would do something different depending on my need of that day. But for almost my entire pregnancy, I did some sort of maternity meditation, and it was like 5 to 7 minutes long. And it just talked about like, and again, it sounds woo woo and it sounds weird and crazy, but just talked about like touching your stomach and like loving, like sending love to your baby and like feeling the love that they have for you. And whatever, it makes me emotional, but like I felt that like when she was in my stomach and when I was pregnant with her, and the connection that we had was unreal. And I like totally felt like I knew her. And so when she was born, like she's just, yeah, I just knew her. Like, and we just already had this awesome bond, and she's my third. Like, I really feel like I hear a lot of other moms that are like, yeah, I had that with my first, but I mean, I had no other kids. And when I was pregnant with them, I knew every like growth thing and every detail about where they were in their development, and oh, they just got an arm today or whatever, you know, like all the development things that you know about your first. And then your second, your third, your fourth, your whatever, how many kids you have, you don't have that luxury because you have other people to take care of in addition to yourself and whatever. But I just like for 2 to 5 minutes, literally the maternity meditations that I did, I don't think were ever longer than 5 minutes. Every day I would just take 5 minutes to bond with my Ellie girl in my tummy. And it was just like incredible. And there's been so many like times where I'm going through a hard day. There's this girl that is really a solid, I don't know, guided meditator person, teacher. I don't know what the right word is. Named Sarah Blondin, that is really, really good if you struggle with like any sort of trauma, which, hello, that's all of us, right? Like something happened in your childhood that, you know, scarred you a little bit, or something happened with your spouse that maybe scarred you a little bit, or something happened in your life, an accident or behaviors or addictions or any sort of anything, right? Like she's so fabulous. So meditation, that's the first thing that I totally judged people and were like, that's for woo-woos. And apparently I am a woo-woo person now. No shame. I'm proud of it. But seriously, meditation has blessed and changed my life and really helped me to center and to focus, and it's all guided. I'm not one of those people who just sits there in stillness and just like for 5 minutes. I need guided meditation, and nothing against those people who do that for 5 minutes or an hour or whatever. My brain is too squirrel-ish, so I need guided meditation. I need you to tell me what to think about or else I'm like off in 17 different directions. So, and I didn't say this doesn't have to do with the woo-woo-ness that I'm talking about today, but the other thing that I really feel like helped me have an awesome bond with Ellie was that my husband took our kids to Disneyland for 5 days, and it was just me and Ellie at home for like 5 days, and it was like the best thing ever. Like, we're not done having kids, we want 2 more, and I'm positive that we're going to do something like that again. Like when my baby is like 2 weeks old, they'll go somewhere or I'll go somewhere or something, just so I can have like a couple days alone with my new baby, because that was just magical. Okay, moving on. again, I could talk to you about meditation forever. If you want me to chat more about this type of stuff with you, let me know. Okay, next thing I want to chat with you about is music. And music is so incredibly powerful. And I don't know about you, but I have an Alexa and she has absolutely changed my life. Like, I can be the grumpiest person in the entire world. And the second I turn on some music that I love, I feel so much better. So we have so many playlists on Alexa, and I just tell her, like, Alexa, shuffle my dance party playlist. And when me and my family are like in the mood to like bust out some dancing, yes, 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 it like lifts all the spirits. It makes cleaning up our kitchen after dinner fun. Yes, Laura's like, yes, music is life. I know, I totally agree. And music is the one thing on here that's not woo woo. Like, everybody loves music, but I am totally one of those like playlist person. I have like a chill playlist when I'm like in a chill mood, but I just want some like good vibes. I have this like pump you up playlist when I'm feeling a little bit in a funk and I just need some happy music to like, and it's all the songs that are like Roar and Eye of the Tiger and Fight Song and like Just the Way You Are from Bruno Mars and like all those songs that are just like, I'm amazing. I need to remember that, and I need somebody else to sing it to me sometimes because I forget. Seriously, make yourself some playlists. I have a playlist called My Feel Good Songs that just like make me feel good. They're just like my, yes, I love this song. Crank it up, turn it up, like sing it from wherever I'm at, and no shame, right? Like, create all the playlists is what I'm saying. And let music bring you joy when you're not feeling joy. Okay, I'll leave that there. I'm pretty sure everybody loves music, so I probably don't need to talk that much about that one. Gratitude. I was totally one of those people who heard like so many people say like, start your day with gratitude, and I was like, why? Like, why does everyone say that? Like, it can't be that effective. And then I tried it. It is that effective. I started out with like, it was just a small step. I just started out with a journal called Daily Deposits. I don't use that anymore, but and it just had like a space to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And I would just write, I am grateful for blah, I am grateful for blah, I'm grateful for blah. And then it kind of moved on to, I listened to this book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and he talked about how he kept a gratitude journal for his wife for a year and gave it to her for her birthday. And I was like, ooh, that's a fun idea. So I did that, and I gave it to my husband for Father's Day. And then I realized, okay, I kind of have an awful relationship with one of my sisters, and I really want to be better at looking for her good things, not her flaws, because for whatever reason we like butt heads and I just really see her flaws. And so I decided to make her a gratitude journal, and just every day I wrote like, I am grateful for this sister because, and blah blah blah, fill in the blank, whatever. And it has totally blessed and changed my life. It totally blessed and changed my relationship with my husband when I did one specific for him. It totally blessed and changed my relationship with my sister when I made one for her. It has totally changed my day. Like, all the stuff that's going on in life right now, I've just continued to start my day with gratitude and writing 10 things that I'm grateful for. And it has totally helped me, like, fresh start. Yes, there is so much in the world that scares the crap out of me and gives me incredible anxiety and makes me wonder my question for living and my question for bringing a baby into the world at this time, and makes me question where I live and makes me question my everything, right? And just makes me want to move to Lake Powell and live in a tent for 20 years. But gratitude has really, really, really helped me overcome all the meanness in my head and all the anxiety and all the scarcity and all the fear, because it makes me the very first thing I do, okay, let's be real, I go pee first. I go pee, I get dressed. But then as soon as I get downstairs, after I've made my Energize, I sit down and write 10 things that I'm grateful for. That is like the first thing in my morning routine. And it has totally, totally, totally helped me. So I want to challenge you to, I don't care what it looks like. Like I said, I've done four different ways of like doing it for specifically someone, only writing 3 things that I'm grateful for. I know people who do the end of the day, write down things that they're grateful for. I know people who do it at the beginning and the end of the day. I'm a beginning of the dayer. I want to do it at the beginning of the day to start my day off on the right foot. 10 things that I'm grateful for. Okay. Because when you're grateful, like there's no room for all the other things that can overcome us in our minds and in our lives. So moving on, like I said, quick skim over all these awesome woo-woo things that I didn't want to do. And I am doing them now and they're changing my life. Next thing is affirmations. This was like the epitome of like, that is for weirdos. But I started doing them because there's this person in my life named Micah, for those of you who may or may not know her. And I just like admire her. Like she could tell me that I need to dye my hair pink in order to be a happier person, and I would go dye my hair pink. Like, okay, maybe it's like a little bit ridiculous, but seriously, I'm one of those people that have like a little bit of blind obedience toward her because I just trust her implicitly. And like, she's my role model, like without, I don't know how else to say it. Like everything she is, everything she like, the person she is inside and out, the mom she is, the business owner she is, I'm just like, holy crap, like, why are you so freaking awesome? And just tell me what you're doing. And I just want to be exactly like you, because that would mean I'm getting a little closer to being as awesome as you are. But she told me, she didn't even tell me, she like went live and she was telling a shiz ton of people to start doing affirmations. And I was like, oh, Micah doesn't think that's woo woo. Oh, okay, I'll do it too. And I started doing it and my life changed forever, like forever. And I had no idea how to do it when I was starting out, and I felt absolutely ridiculous. But then I started to notice that they were actually doing something for my life. And I've just like I said with meditation and just like I said with gratitude, it started out rough. I didn't know what I was doing, but it's been about 3 years now since I've started doing all these things that I'm talking about today. Besides the music thing, I've been creating playlists since I was like 18 for the mood that I'm in and that I want to be in. But it started out messy and I had no idea what I was doing. But I very first just started with like, okay, well, what are my goals in my life? And I wrote down every goal that I had in every area of my life: financial, health, relationships, marriage, like whatever, all the different areas of life that I had goals in. I wrote just my goals. And then this idea actually came from the book The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, which I very much suggest if you've never read or listened to that. And essentially everything I'm talking to you about today is something that I got from that book. But he talks in there about writing down your goals. And then the next step to creating affirmations is to like, okay, what behaviors do you need to have to become the person who accomplishes that goal? And so then it was just like a little bit of like, okay, like eat the elephant backwards. Okay, if this is the goal that I have, what do I need to do to accomplish that goal? Who do I need to become? And then those were the affirmations that I created for myself. Like it was all my affirmations became behaviors of like, I do this thing and therefore I accomplish this goal. Haley says, I've noticed when I've been doing affirmations and gratitude, my energy has changed and I'm a lot more patient and happier. To the freaking men. Yes, yes, yes. I totally agree. So what I'm doing now for affirmations, I used to just have them written in my journal and I would just like read from my journal. And then my pages got like so warped from traveling with them and reading it every day. And then it like got to the point where I was scratching them out and didn't like one. And then it was like, oh my gosh, like, this is just, it's not organized in any way, shape or form. So then I made a Google Drive with my affirmations so that I could have them everywhere I go. And then I would just like edit and update and change them as necessary. And I did that for a long time. But now I have found an even better way. And it's an app called Think Up. And you literally record your own voice saying your affirmations. And one of the most powerful parts of affirmations is saying them with emotion. And I'll be real, like there was so many times where I would read my affirmations and it was very just like rote. It wasn't very meaningful. But when I recorded my affirmations, I was able to record them with energy, with meaning, with like excitement in my voice, or whatever emotion I needed to have for that particular affirmation. I recorded it that way. So like, for example, one of my goals is that I want to be filmed in a Beachbody program. I want to be a cast member. And so like in my affirmation, I say like, I am so happy and grateful now that I have been a cast member in a Beachbody program. And that's exactly how I say it. Like, I literally just sounded like my affirmation, but like my voice is excited and I'm like, and so every time I hear it, it like makes me smile because I can tell like there's energy, there's excitement around that affirmation. And then there's other ones that are like a little more serious and my voice sounds like a little bit sad because of XYZ, whatever, like attaching the emotion to the affirmation. And it's been so powerful. And the cool part about Think Up is it's like so many dollars for 3 months, so many dollars for 6 months, or $99 for the rest of your life. And so I don't even know how much it was for 3 to 6 months because I just was like, that's a no-brainer, $99 for the rest of my life. Great, check, Dunsky. And it puts your affirmations to music. So you're hearing your voice and the excitement behind it, but then there's also these really powerful songs behind it that just like the first time I listened to it, the first couple times I just like, it made me like, this is so great. And you can change the songs as often as you want. If you want to update or delete an affirmation, it's not like one long huge track. It's you record each individual affirmation. So if you ever want to delete it or update it, you don't have to like, oh my gosh, I got to re-record everything. Nope. You just delete the one, re-record the one, or update it or whatever. And it's seriously, I will never go back. And you can do it at like, there's so many setting options where you can do it like play for 10 minutes, play for 20 minutes, play for 60 minutes, or loop your affirmations once or twice or 3 times or whatever. There's so many options. And it's the best. It's amazing. That is how I'm doing my affirmations now. And it's literally like my alarm goes off. I said earlier that the first thing I do is pee. That's not true. The first thing I do is stick my headphone in my ear and push play on my affirmations. Right before I go to bed, like the last thing I do before I go to bed is just make sure that my headphones are right next to my phone, charging next to it. And so literally as soon as I wake up, I turn off my alarm, I put my AirPod in, and I push play on my affirmations, and I listen to it while I pee, while I weigh myself, while I get my workout clothes on, while I'm going downstairs, while I make my energize. And then when I sit down to do my gratitude, my affirmations are already done because I personally have it set to do a timer for 10 minutes. And it's about 10 minutes between all those things that I just said. So, and then when I'm ready to sit down and do my gratitude, I've already done my affirmations and it's the best thing ever. So I know they sound really woo woo, but again, don't diss Harry Potter until you've read all 7 books. Okay. Seriously, that is like my worst pet peeve in the entire freaking world. And if you're a Harry Potter hater and you've read all 7 books, I've literally never met someone who exists that has read all 7 books and is a Harry Potter hater. So I was going to say we can't be friends, but I literally don't even think that person exists. So I'll just leave that there. And one more thing about affirmations and then I'll move on. But I personally, I kind of hinted at it with what I said about the Beachbody program one. But all of my affirmations start out with the phrase, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then whatever behavior I want to adopt or whatever goal I want to achieve, it all starts with that phrase. I am so happy and grateful now that my family and I are debt free and we have $30,000 in savings, right? I am so happy and grateful now that when my children fight and when they make messes, I react patiently. I am kind, I am loving, whatever. And when I very first recorded that affirmation, that was like the farthest thing from the truth. But as I have continued listening to it, I find myself responding with more patience. I am so happy and grateful now that I begin each day. Oh shoot, now I'm forgetting what the words are. it's essentially a quote from the book Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown, which is like life-changing book. But she says like that I begin each day from a place of worthiness, and I end each day knowing that no matter how much I got done and how much was left undone, I am enough. And it's just, yeah, I am so happy and grateful now that I know that and that I live that way. And I am so happy and grateful now that blah, 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 whatever. So I have like spiritual ones, health goals, marriage ones, parenting ones, cleanliness of my house ones, business ones, financial ones, like all the things. So, okay, next one. There is this guy named Bob Proctor, and I really don't know that much about him. I know he's a really cute old man, and I know my girl Micah that I already referenced before. I know she loves him, and I know that she has invested so much money in personal development, and he has been one of her mentors. And she got on this live video and was like, hey, yo, I know y'all don't understand this, but I want you to start doing this and just trust me that it's going to work. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'll just trust you. I'll just start doing it. And so I did, and I'll tell you what it is. Don't worry. And then about a month into me doing it, I messaged her one-on-one, and I was like, what is happening to my brain? Like, I can tell that is doing something. What, how does this work? How is this working? And so what it is with your non-dominant hand, and this is again something that comes from Bob Proctor, with your non-dominant hand, you are supposed to write the statement, I am so happy and grateful now that I realize my spiritual DNA is perfect and that perfection is within me. I begin each day looking for areas of my life where I want to see that perfection expressed habitually. And you write that statement every day with your non-dominant hand. And so I just trusted her. I was like, what the heck? I don't know why, but okay, I'm going to do it. And I asked her, what is happening to my life? And she said, the research is when you are doing that with your non-dominant hand, you are literally rewiring your brain to push through hard things, because it is really hard to write with your non-dominant hand. And all the time your thoughts are thinking like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. This is hard. I should just stop, or I should just switch hands or whatever. But you do it and you push through, and it is literally retraining your brain to push through hard crap. It's rewiring your brain to be someone who is resilient, to be someone who doesn't quit, to be someone who doesn't give up. And as you write not only day after day this statement, but you write that statement in and of itself is very powerful to help you. And my husband, I told him like, babe, I don't know what this statement is doing to me, but you need to start doing it. And he was like, I don't think that's a good idea, because I'm a perfectionist. And I think if I write that statement, it's actually going to be detrimental to me because it talks about being perfect. And I was like, no, honey, like, no, just try it for a month. And then we can chat about if it's good for you or not. And let me say the quote again. Okay. I am so happy and grateful now that I realize my spiritual DNA is perfect and that perfection is within me. And if you're not a religious person, that's okay. But your spiritual DNA is perfect if you are a religious person, because God is perfect and you came from God, and therefore your DNA is perfect. Yes, because he is perfect and he created you and he doesn't make mistakes. And so you're just reminding yourself of that I am a child of God and he is my Father in heaven and he is perfect. So therefore I have perfection within me. And then the next part of the statement is, I begin each day looking for areas of my life where I want to see that perfection expressed habitually. And I've noticed there's been so many things that I've like started and stopped and started and failed and started and quit and started and right? Like, for example, just doing my bloody freaking dishes at night. and going to bed with an empty sink. Like that has been a goal of mine for 400 million years. And every single night I was like, whatever, I'll just do it tomorrow. I don't want to, I'm tired. But ever since I started writing that goal, it's only been 4 months. I can probably count on 2 hands the amount of times that I've gone to bed with my sink still full, because I begin each day looking for areas of my life where I want to see that perfection expressed habitually. Am I a perfect human being? No, 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 no. But I can be perfect at going to bed with an empty sink. And I want to see that perfection expressed habitually. Therefore, I'm going to do it. And as I write this statement with my non-dominant hand and I push through, I'm retraining my brain. I'm going to push through hard things, whether or not I feel like it, whether or not I want to. Cute little face, Haley's camera. I'm going to push through no matter what. And I have noticed myself being so much more effective at night. I was totally one of those moms who's like, oh, the kids are asleep and I'm going to do nothing but sit here. And then like 2-3 hours goes by and I'm like, I literally just scrolled social media for the last 3 hours. What the heck? Like I could have done so many things with that 3 hours. And ever since I started writing this non-dominant hand, I bust out some hustle in my work life. I mop my floors almost every single night now. I like clean my sink after I do my dishes. I wipe off my counters. Like me and my husband, I do those things, and me and my husband can still fit in a movie sometimes. It's like, where did all this time come from? This is lovely. And it's because like perfection is within me and I want to see an evening routine happen. And so I begin each day looking for areas of my life where I can be better at my evening routine. Anyways, I could go off on this forever. Obviously, you can hear the passion in my voice, right? It's amazing. And I dare you to try it for a month. And I want to hear how it goes for you. Okay. Okay. Shalisa said, yes, there are so many times I've thought, oh, this is taking too long. I can write much faster with my other hand. Yes. So true. But that's the point. The whole point is to push through the hard and rewire your brain. And I'll tell you, like, my left hand has gotten so much better. I sent this to my mom and she was like, if you wouldn't have told me that, I would never have known that that was your left hand. And I can totally tell it's my left hand because it's awful. But it takes me a while to write that statement. It takes me probably like 6 minutes. And just because I'm trying to like be slow and like, and actually have it be legible. But it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, I'll move on. Okay, the last thing I want to chat with you about that I totally thought was for woo-woo crazies is personal development. And like I was listening to a call this morning, and on the call she totally talked about how like she was in a doctorate program studying at Barnes and Noble, and she would see people going into the self-help section of Barnes and Noble and be like, steer clear of that person, crazy, right? And I totally like Blake actually got into, that's my husband for those of you who don't know that, he got into personal development way before me. And I did not get into personal development before I was a coach. And he was like listening to all these books and he was like, oh, babe, you'd really love this one. It's so good. And I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm not crazy. I don't need it. And then it became part of my job description that I had to read it. And now I'm like, everyone needs personal development because we are all a little bit crazy. We all have like trauma, like I already referenced before, or like weird issues, or like forgiveness crap that we need to work through, or confidence issues, or parenting struggles, or whatever. Essentially, personal development is personal, individualized for you, and it's a way that you develop yourself. Okay, do we all want to grow? I hope the answer is yes, right? And there's that like saying, right, that, oh, you learn something new every day. But I really don't think that's true anymore. You don't learn something new every day unless you want to, unless you're actively seeking out new information. I feel like it's very, very easy as an adult. And there's so many like statistics and whatever scariness out there that like college graduates, after people have graduated from high school, the like American average is 1 book every 2 years or something like that. And that's like ridiculous. Like there are people, and I'm gonna get all weirdo on you, but like there are people in third world countries that wish they could read so freaking hardcore, and we have this amazing ability to read, and yet we don't do anything with it. And that's our own dang fault, right? And I'm like, I know there's like, but I can't find time to sit down and read a book. Well, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then you can read 10 minutes of a book, my friend, right? Like, stop scrolling social media for 10 minutes and instead set a timer for 10 minutes and read a book. Or instead of listening to music on your drive, listen to a book on Audible or on Google something. I don't remember what it's called, but there's some sort of Audible situation on Google. Okay. Stop it with the excuses. Okay. You can find the time to read for 10 minutes. You can find the time to swap out a Netflix episode or 10 minutes of sleep or a little bit of music session for a book. And you'll thank me. That is the one thing that I hear the most from all my people who start coaching, that they're like, oh my gosh, personal development is changing my life. And I'm like, I know. And all my people who quit, all my coaches who quit are the ones who don't take personal development seriously. And I've never really told that to anyone, but I've definitely noticed that being a pattern, that my ones that I'm like, okay, well, what reading are you doing? And they're like, well, I'm not reading anything. And I'm like, well, okay, I can like already put a timeline on it. You're going to quit in 3 months because it's hard and life gets hard but you can't just quit life. Yes, you can't quit being a parent once you become a parent. So do some personal development to be a better parent. If you want some better cleaning tips, find a book about it. If you want to be a better wife, find a book about it. If you want some more confidence, find a book about it. If you want to be more spiritual, find a book about it. Yes, there's a book for everything. And there's no excuse not to grow. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soap box now. It's fine. We can have soup boxes instead. That'll be great. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat. That's all I had. But seriously, all the woo-woo things in life have totally changed my life. So I dare you to try even just a couple of these, and then let's chat. And I want to see how much your life has changed, because like all my comments are like, oh yes, I've noticed when I do this, I'm so much patient and more happy. And yes, music is life. And yes, all the yes to this stuff. Yes, because my people who are on here with me are my lifers who actually do this stuff with me. So do it too. Yes? Okay. All right. That's it. That's all. If you have questions, or you're like, okay, send me your top 5 favorite books, or what book would you suggest about this area of life, or whatever, I got you. Yes, I could talk to you about personal development all day long and suggest all the books. Again, if you didn't catch it, the meditation app is Insight Timer. Make you some awesome playlists for every mood you're in. And Insight Timer is free, PS. So, because I know there's a ton of meditation things out there that are not free, and it's like free for a week and then you have to pay for XYZ, whatever. Insight Timer is free. So, gratitude, affirmations. Again, the app I love is Think Up. Yep, I was going to spell it, but I don't really think you need me to spell that. It's very Think Up, normal. Yes, no weird spellings. Left-handed statement. Bob Proctor was that guy's name. Personal development. Okay, I'll just list some of my favorite books for you, just in case you need a couple suggestions to start with. The books that have changed my life the most are okay, The Miracle Morning, for sure. Grace Not Perfection by Emily Ley, Ley, and Miracle Morning is by Hal Elrod. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is life-changing. How do I even narrow it down? The Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown has got to be a top 5 one. And 5 Second Rule by Mel Robbins. That's another amazing one. Fear is My Homeboy by Judy Holler. That was life-changing. Start by John Acuff is a really good one. And yeah, those are my like favorites, I think. I don't know if I said this, but Girl Wash Your Face is a really good one too. That really opened my eyes up to a lot of things, by Rachel Hollis. Yeah, those are probably my favorites. So just go be a better person and be a little woo-woo, and that's okay, because then you'll just be so awesome and you'll be growing as a person and listening to your inner self, right? And not just trying to conform to what everyone else does, because you rise above and you do things differently because you're different and you're awesome. And don't ever forget that. Okay? If you're on the recording, stay. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. If you're on the recording, bye. And if you're on live, stay on and we'll chat for a sec. And I love you and have a fabulous week.